In the universe of Chainsaw Man, devils are born from the collective nightmares of humanity. Every terror, whether vast like the fear of darkness or oddly specific like the fear of a seemingly harmless creature, gives rise to something unspeakable. Unlike typical monsters, these entities thrive on dread and are fueled by the very anxieties that haunt human beings. Each time they appear, they bring a wave of panic capable of warping reality into a chamber of horrors. Here is a look at some of the most terrifying and powerful devils the series has to offer. Each one a gruesome testament to just how potent human fears can become. Number 10, Eternity Devil. The Eternity Devil is an embodiment of claustrophobic doom. It twists space and time into an endless loop, dragging its prey into a warped corridor with no exit. Within its domain, seconds can stretch into eternity. Victims are trapped in a ceaseless nightmare, encountering a roiling mass of flesh studded with ravenous mouths. Its power is not just in physically subduing foes, but in crushing their will, turning a simple mission into a nightmarish descent into madness. Horror factor. Forever locked in the same haunted hall, devoured by the beast that watches from every mouth. Number 9, Hell Devil. The Hell Devil is a living portal to everything one must never see. With a horrifying flash, it rips open a gateway to hell, subjecting its victims to landscapes drenched in misery and haunted by unimaginable horrors lurking in the darkness. Its true form, a flaming faceless centaur, remains an omen of despair. The moment it manifests, you know hell is no longer just a concept, but a place you're about to witness an agonizing reality. Horror factor. A one-way trip to hell, teeming with beasts far more monstrous than any devil hunter could be prepared for. Number 8, Crossbow Devil Quanxi. Though technically a hybrid, the Crossbow Devil's lethal capabilities are nothing short of nightmarish. Fused with the legendary devil hunter Quanxi, this entity marries primal fear with surgical precision. In an instant, a hailstorm of arrows can tear through entire squads, leaving mangled bodies where there once was breath. Quanxi's eyes, cold and unyielding, hint at a life lived spilling blood, and her transformation only amplifies that sickening efficiency. Horror factor, no safe haven. The unstoppable barrage of arrows can strike any foe, anytime, shattering illusions of security. Number 7, Doll Devil, Santa Claus. The Doll Devil doesn't need a tangible body to terrorize. It operates through countless puppets commanded by Santa Claus. With a touch, any living person can be reduced to a mindless doll-skin pail, eyes vacant, waiting to enslave the next victim. The horror lies in the idea that your loved ones, your friends and strangers you pass on the street might already be dolls wearing human faces, poised to spread the curse. Horror factor. A slow, insidious epidemic that can ensnare entire cities, each new puppet erasing another spark of humanity. Number 6, Gun Devil. When the Gun Devil arrived, it was like opening the door to a massacre. Millions died within minutes. The blasts, the suddenness, the global panic, it all underscored the savage reality of a devil born from the fear of guns. Even remnants of this devil carry lethal force, and the possibility of its full form returning looms like a global apocalypse. Horror factor. Death strikes fast and without mercy, the entire world recoiling from a demon's bullet that knows no boundary. Number 5, Falling Devil. Few things are as primal as the terror of plummeting into the void. The Falling Devil embodies that threat, warping gravity to send humans and devils alike spiraling into the sky, hopeless and disoriented. As they drift away from solid ground, their minds unravel, a sickening vertigo that ends with them vanishing into infinite darkness, or worse. Horror factor. Spiraling nightmares of endless falling, punctuated by the realization that every step can become a dive into oblivion. Number 4, Famine Devil, Famine. Hunger gnaws at the edges of human existence, and the Famine Devil is that hunger given form. She can reduce nearly anyone, be they devil or mortal, to a trembling marionette by exploiting their emptiness. Her stare alone suggests an unspeakable void, a promise that, if one is starving enough, their free will can vanish like crumbs on a plate. Horror factor. A slow, crippling subjugation, where starvation leads to a hypnotic submission, allowing her to mold even the most powerful beings to her design. Number 3, Control Devil, Makima. Makima is the quiet nightmare that stalks in plain sight. The Control Devil's capability to dominate minds and devils alike strips away any notion of free will. Resistance is nearly futile. Her polite words and gentle gaze can mask a crushing power that compels creatures to die by her hand, no questions asked. Horror factor. The dread that every action you take might not be yours, your autonomy vanishing in a heartbeat under her soft-spoken command. Number 2, Darkness Devil, lurking among the primal devils. The Darkness Devil is a walking embodiment of the deepest human dread. Utter, inescapable darkness. It carves through flesh and spirit with a mere gesture, leaving no time to react. In its presence, blood flows freely, and hope is snuffed out like a candle in a windstorm. Horror factor. Where it treads, the world dims. Limbs vanish. Fear eclipses thought. Nothing compares to the black terror that it brings, making even the mightiest crumble. Number 1. Chainsaw Devil, Pochita Denji. Often underestimated by devils who see it as a silly weapon, the Chainsaw Devil hides a horrifying secret. Devouring a devil erases its very concept, banishing it from reality itself. This power terrifies even primal beings who cannot bear the thought of disappearing forever. Denji, merged with Pochita, becomes a chainsaw-wielding reaper that defies logic, striking down fiends far beyond what a normal chainsaw fear would suggest. Horror factor. The cosmic dread of total erasure. A fate more damning than simple death. A complete negation from collective memory. These devils are not just monsters. They are the ultimate reflections of our darkest anxieties, made real and ravenous. Their abilities bend logic, take advantage of universal phobias, and punish anyone caught in their path. The terror of Chainsaw Man lies in how these entities gnaw at the very truths of human nature, an unsettling reminder that our worst fears have teeth, and in this world, they bite back without mercy.